everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today's going to be all post-commentary as we are taking on the first 8 stages of the Masked Carnivale. Starting off with All's Well That Starts Well. This is basically going to be a series of gimmick fights. At this initial screen we can see all the enemies we're going to be fighting, their strengths, their weaknesses, everything we may want to know to come up with a strategy. These are all gimmick fights, but this first fight is going to be a pretty straightforward, just kill the enemies. We've got 2 arena slimes and an arena Dullahan. AoE abilities are pretty good against them, just to hit multiple enemies at once, you know how it is. All abilities are more effective. All combat is more effective when you can do AoEs against large groups of enemies. But yeah, no real gimmick to this first stage, just kill all 3 of them, and I believe that will be it. The first time we beat any Masked Carnivale stage, we will get a reward of Poetic's Hunt Seals, and I want to say one more thing? Probably Gil. I want to say probably Gil. We also get achievements for for every unique Masked Carnivale fight we complete, and when we complete a fight we get a number of bonuses to our score at the end, which is just like a personal competition thing. Various little micro achievements you can pull off during the fight in order to get better reward. In order to get a better score. Stage 2 is Much Ado About Pudding. I don't remember there being too many gimmicks to this one, but I think yes, okay. This one is going to be introducing elemental weaknesses. You can see above the arena Marshmallow's head it has an ice symbol. That actually means it is weak to ice. So we want to use our ice abilities to kill our arena Marshmallow faster. Similarly, Arena Pudding on the left is weak to wind, and Arena Bavaroy on the right is weak to, I want to say that's earth. You'll get the hang of all 6 of the elemental symbols in due time, but a key part of the Masked Carnivale is making good use of elemental weaknesses to kill enemies quickly. Also, definitely want to watch out for abilities like Golden Tongue, which I forgot to interrupt, where they will actually buff themselves up. The pudding type enemies in general love to use those types of abilities, like Golden Tongue. But yeah, not a tough fight, just making sure you have time to learn about elemental weaknesses. So you know the most optimal ways to kill enemies. Moving on to Act 2. And this is going to be the other 3 elements. The flan in the middle is weak to lightning. On the right, we have a weakness to water, and on the left, we have a weakness to fire. Licorice weak to water, gelato weak to fire. Got it. Making sure we know all 6 elemental weakness symbols. Alright, not too much beyond this. On this one, just gotta kill all 6, and then we'll be good. And hey, I remember to interrupt the Golden Tongue this time. Though they're all trying to use it. Might be better to just kill them quickly, I suppose. And keep ourselves healed up for sure. Alright, come on Gelato, die already, and we are out of here. Alright, yeah, first time completion is Gil, Allied Seals, and Poetics. Alright, on to round 3. Our third match is going to be Waiting for Golem. Let's see, what gimmicks does this one have? I don't remember anything. I did go and purchase some dark matter to repair my gear, because I think my gear is getting kind of weak. Alright, we've got a big golem, and I believe it was weak to water, though that elemental weakness is way up top, and I did not think to actually look up at it. But I want to say the golem is weak to water. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit of a slower fight than it seems. An endurance match. Who will give out first, me or the Golem? Also worth mixing in your high power OGCDs every now and then, and make sure to interrupt Earth and Hearts because I believe that leaves a big puddle behind on the ground, which is can be very annoying to deal with. Yeah, step into that and you're gonna take some pain. Alright, Zipakna, you are going down oh so slowly. Please die faster. Oh, Obliterate. I think we definitely want to interrupt that one. I think that is an instant death if it's allowed to go off. So, we let that happen, we're dying. Definitely want to be on top of interrupting enemy abilities, especially if they have a long charge time, a long cast bar. Because those long cast bars are probably going to be something really nasty we want to prevent at all costs. Some enemies we can't use Flying Fish to interrupt. Some enemies instead we actually need to stun them or paralyze them, such as using Bomb Toss is a pretty good one. So always be, you always want to be on top of, okay, what exactly is this fight asking me to do? What abilities am I going to need to keep an eye out for? What am I going to need to respond to? And what weaknesses should I take advantage of? They're all puzzle fights, and that makes it really fun, I think. Alright, round 3 is basically done. We're gonna get so many teleport tickets out of this. Alright, on to round 4. Okay, next up we have Gentlemen Prefer Swords. Oh, I think I remember this one. Okay, I don't think there's too much of a gimmick in the first round. It's mostly just warm-up. Okay, we've got Wolf weak to fire, 2 Bats weak to lightning. Fair enough. We'll pop off Flamethrower to do as much damage as we can to the Wolf. Also might as well bop them with a Ram's Voice so they can't really do much of anything. And yeah, just keep going with the Flamethrower till that Wolf is dead, and then we can move on to Lightning to kill the Bats, or the Bats just don't have nearly as much health and die much faster. Or at least the one on the right sure did. Probably took a critical hit or two. Alright. Cleared. Now for the actual fight. Now, the real question is nope, this is not the one I thought it was. There is a fight using this type of enemy that's pretty gimmicky, but this is not the one I'm thinking of, so I gotta remember what this one's gimmick is. Other than just a giant frickin' knight we need to fight. You're actually going down pretty quickly thanks to your lightning weakness. Thank you, Glower. Ah, you're gonna summon a whole bunch of beetles, okay. That's probably going to be threatening, actually. Let's Flamethrower to take them down. Magitek Field, Magitek Ray, both interruptible. I'm gonna say probably definitely want to interrupt those. I don't remember the exact gimmick on this one. Thankfully, I don't really need to know what the penalty is for failing. I just need to know, hey, those big attacks that you can interrupt, you should probably interrupt them. Okay, yeah, those beetles, ooh, the beetles are getting a little overwhelming. That's probably the real struggle here. Kill them as quick as you can. Oh, they're weak to earth, and I misread that as the fire symbol. My mistake. Oops, that was completely my bad. Heck, I was even misreading it as fire just now. I wish earth and fire were a little bit more distinct, even though fire is a very different symbol. The earth symbol just kind of looks like a flame to me for some reason. Alright, on to round 5. Round 5 has for us the Threepenny Turtles. Ooh, gimmicky fight. Really gimmicky fight. Really fun. These turtles have very little health. They also have extremely high defense. There is one effective way to kill them. 1,000 Needles is guaranteed to do 1,000 damage to split between everything it hits. no matter what it hits, no matter what defenses they may have. It bypasses all defense and just does exactly 1,000 damage split between everyone it hits. So, it is possible, I didn't do it here, but you can actually line up so that you hit all 3 turtles at once. And then just bop them a few times with your 1,000 needles and down they go. Okay, they were a little too far apart for me. That's unfortunate. But yeah, just bop the turtles a few times with 1,000 needles to tear through their low health, high defense. And we'll be done with this fairly gimmicky fight. Alright, and for clearing 5, we get Smokin' 2. Alright, moving on to number 6. Okay, let's see. Eye Society is next. What was the gimmick here? I think this one's going to really... Okay, this one. So there are 2 enemies we'll find, or 2 types of enemies we'll find here. Mandragoras and the Catoblepas. If you remember from Holotolly Hard, Catoblepas have very nasty abilities that will get you if you are looking at them. The Mandragoras have an ability that blinds us, which lowers our accuracy but makes us basically immune to everything the Catoblepas does. Get hit by the Mandragora's blind ability, and then kill the Catoblepas. Fairly easy gimmick. Just gotta be willing to get hit by the Mandragora so you know that they will inflict blindness on you, which is so helpful. Alright, once the Catoblepas are dead, we can move on to the Mandragoras, get rid of them, thank them for their service. And move on to... Is there a second act? I want to say there is for this one. Alright, next up we got Mandragora, who can blind us again, a Catoblepas, and 2 Armamans. Definitely want to get that blindness here. Because we cannot hide behind the wall to protect ourselves from the blindness this time around. We are going to be exposed to their abilities no matter what. Okay, let's see. The arena eyes are weak to lightning, so may have been a good idea to actually focus on lightning first, but... it's not a big deal. The main thing is just killing all the enemies. Also, Mandragora died a little bit sooner than I had liked, but we got 45 seconds left, and they're almost dead. Okay, now moving on to Glower to focus on the eyes. Okay, moving on to number 7, I believe we're on to. Almost done for the day, just 2 left. Alright, what do we have next? A chorus slime! Ooh, this has a fun gimmick to it. I keep saying these fights are all gimmicky, and it's true. They are all extremely gimmicky. Alright, hit the lava slime, it dies very easily, and it explodes, killing the ice sprites. That's our gimmick. Alright, Act 2, what do you got for us, Act 2? Yes, this one. Okay, so, we're gonna need to use Sticky Tongue to drag the lava slimes around, and get them in range of the ice sprites. Now, hit the lava slime once to kill it, it blows up and kills the ice sprite as long as you positioned it correctly. If the ice sprite is being protected by the giant cubes, well, you've screwed up. Just make sure you're not too close to the lava slime when it explodes, or you will also die. So yeah, just dragging these slimes around to use as basically localized local bombs. Ah, that was bad positioning. I should have stood a little bit more to the right. I was hoping to clip through the edge, but oh well. Dumb plan on my part. Alright, now get away, blow up number 3. Position ourselves properly this time so he doesn't get stuck. There we go, that should be in range. And run away! That was a little close. Alright, one more act. The final test! We have 2 giant towers, and they will periodically let out a giant burst of electricity, basically killing you instantly. But if we drag these slimes over to be right in the middle between them, hit the slime, it does about a little over a third of their health and damage to both of them. Hit them with 3 slimes, and we are clear. Just make sure to be hiding behind the wall when the low voltage ability goes off, or we're going to be in big trouble. Alright, once you have taken care of both of the towers, all that's left is to clean up any remaining slimes, which we'll do in just a moment once these towers are dead. And thankfully cleaning up the slimes is really easy. Literally just hit them, and they will all explode. And ideally, if you use all the slimes from one side, you can just hit one slime on the other side and they'll chain react and blow each other all up. But I took 2 from the left and 1 from the right, so whatever. And that is a chorus slime. Alright, next up is going to be the last one for today, stage 8. Alright, what do we have for stage 8? Looks like we've got a Bomb-edy of errors. Uh-oh. Errors? That's not what I like to hear. Okay, so we've got chain reactions with bombs. Hit the first bomb, it'll blow up its neighbors, and it'll chain react all the way to the end. Okay. Well, it's kind of similar to the previous stage already, but with bombs instead of slimes. What's the next act? Ah, this one is a bit of trouble. So first off, hit the enemy. Hit the arena progenitrix before you start fighting the bombs. If you have not at least hit it once yourself, it will regenerate any damage it receives from the bombs. Once you have hit the progenitrix once in order to, well, make sure it's fighting you and not regenerating health, we're gonna hit the bombs in order, try and time it so that the ice resistance that the bombs give him wears off just before he gets hit by the next wave of bombs. Each wave of bombs will freeze him in place, allowing us to do a good chunk of his damage, like 2/3 of his health just from detonating 3 chains of bombs alone. You definitely want to keep an eye out on that ice resistance though, because when he gets hit by a bomb, he gets ice resistance for a little bit, and that will make the next wave of bombs weaker unless you wait for that to wear off. It's all about timing it to be exactly right so that you can refreeze him, so he doesn't move anywhere, while also making sure you're not getting hit by that resistance so that you waste your bombs. After that, it's just a matter of DPSing him down the rest of the way. I believe this is also our first instance of a duty with the weekly bonus. Every week, the Masked Carnivale will have 3 duties, which will give bonuses, where if you complete them under certain conditions, you'll get extra hunt seals and extra poetics. Very good weekly activity if you want to really grind out those hunt seals. It's going to give us a ton of Aetheryte tickets over time to do those 3 weekly challenges. There's going to be a novice where you just clear the challenge, an intermediate where you clear the challenge with like 1 or 2 restrictions where you have to get particular bonuses at the end of the fight. There's good lists of those bonuses that you can that you need to accomplish online on wikis. And finally, there's usually an advanced challenge which has like 3 or maybe 4 requirements.
This was the advanced challenge. We had to do Too Fast, Too Furious, which is beat in under a very strict time. 4 Ways to Die, which I believe is use 4 or fewer types of spells, and Mastery of Water, which is only use water element spells out of all the elements. Anyways, that's it. I will see everyone next time for more Masked Carnivale.